Hey, seniors, how you doing? Today is Friday, February the 3rd, and let's take a look at what we've got going on today. This is the last writing step of our paper. This is the last chunk of the paper that you have to write before we take some time next week and put it all together into one finished document. And so we'll start this on the 3rd. The final piece of this needs to be done by the 6th of February, Monday, February the 6th. And this works just like the other ones. You'll get a spiel model in which you will kind of detail the counter argument. Now, the counter argument is something that other people say about the topic, like a position different from your own. Now, for the majority of you, the counter argument's going to fall somewhere about the solution, right? Like, we can't argue some things, right? Like, no, we don't need to have LGBTQ rights. Like, that wouldn't be a viable counter argument. But a viable counter argument might be about your solution. Like, you offer one solution, but someone else is offering something different, right? And so the counter argument then is what somebody else says. Now, we do this for a couple reasons. One, that we show that we've done the research, right? We've done the research. We know what's out there. We know what these other ideas are. Another reason we do that is that we want to make sure that people don't like, oh, I have this solution over here. And you're like, no, mine is better because, and you kind of shoot down that other one, right? Now, we do have to consider, we do have to keep in the back of our mind that anytime we point out an alternative to our solution or to the problem or an alternative position, we do give it credibility, we do give it credence, right? By us recognizing it, we're saying in a way that, yeah, this is a legitimate piece. And it will be. If you're going to suggest, a counter argument, there is got to be some legitimacy to it. It can't be something way out in left field or something. But we want to make sure that we don't present it in a way that makes it like attractive to our reader, because we want them to buy into our solution. So let's take a look at the spiel model paper that you will be filling out. Again, it looks just the same as the other ones. We started off detailing the problem. Here's the problem. Here's what the problem is. Here's why it's a problem, giving us some sort of indication of what that is. We then offered a solution. We said, here's the way to solve that, to make it better, to fix it. And now we're going to offer those counter arguments. Again, most of you will be offering a counter solution, okay, a different solution. That's fine. That is fine, okay. If you have a topic that we could use a counter argument against your topic, okay, that's fine too. But, as long as you're using someone else's position and you're presenting it in a legitimate way, but then we're showing why it's not the best option, then, we've done the right thing. So first off, what briefly describe the research you find. This is where you describe those counter arguments, things that you've heard other people talk about, right? Maybe some big, broad brushstroke ideas before you present the one. So under the P, then, what are others saying about this? What is their counter argument? So what is a counter argument? What is a position different from your own that you can present, right? And then we can show why it's not necessarily a good option. E, give specific example. So this is where you maybe, you use a quote from a source to present that idea, or that you give a couple facts about it, right? I don't think that we need to deep dive into this. I think as long as we make a reference to it and we explain what the counter argument is, we don't have to really get very specific. Name of the source that you found, so we know how to cite that, just like what we've done in the past. And then under A, this one's a little bit different. So it says, how does this prove your point? So in this one, you're going to explain why it isn't a good one, right? Like, your position was your solution, right? Your problem and your solution. So this one's going to be why this isn't a good option, why this isn't the best approach, why this isn't a good decision for your audience to make, right? Now, we don't want to be mean. We don't want to say like, that's stupid because, right? But you draw that comparison between your ideas and this idea. And then how you make that real for your audience, how you kind of link that back in for everybody. Okay. This goes down to the next page. This pre-writing piece then is just to gather all of your ideas so that you have everything you need. Okay, you don't you want to have you don't want to be trying to write this and kind of going around in big circles. By doing that pre-writing, you know what you can say and how to say it, and that you have it ready to go. This part on this page is the part that's graded. Okay, the pre-writing is not graded. That is for you. If you don't do it, that's kind of on you. Okay, it doesn't hurt your grade, but it doesn't help you in the writing, right? But this is where you will address your counter argument in your final piece. Okay. Um, this is what we will have. What we will do next is we will start pulling all the pieces together. Once we have all this together next week, we will put it into one paper, format it, and get it to present in a nice, clean, orderly way. Okay. But we have just walked through that process of here's an issue, here's what I would do to solve it, and here's what other people might suggest, but why it's not a really good option. Okay. As you are working on this, please make sure you're reaching out to Miss McGuire if you have any questions at all so that we can address those for you. And good luck, everybody.